I'm out here live at the Ouachita Parish Animal Shelter, and earlier we took a look inside, but now we've headed outside, and inside is where the adoptable pets are kept, and that's a kind of a more enclosed space. But out here, as you can see, it's pretty open. And now this facility was built in the 1950s, and the volunteers here do the best they can, but they admit it's time for an update. Now the dogs that we're about to see back here are dogs that have been seized by animal control, have been given up to the shelter, or animals who are being held for court cases. Now there is a roof over the part of this area, but as you can see, and as I said before, it is pretty open. Each cage has a dog igloo for the pets to go in if they so choose, with blankets and heating lamps that keeps them a little bit warmer. Like I said, if they do decide to head in there, that's for any extra comfort that they may need, but it can still get pretty cold out here on nights like tonight when the temperatures are dipping down into the teens. Now, I did mention that there is a roof up here, but that is actually one of the problem areas. If you take a look, you can see birds have made their nests up there, breaking away at the insulation, which sometimes falls down into the cages. And then if we take a look down onto the floor, the concrete here was not poured correctly, so it's uneven, and the runoff sometimes goes occasionally into some of the cages and causes standing water there on a constant basis. Now, like I said, volunteers are doing the best they can with what they have, but a new facility is way overdue. Well, it is pretty cold out here, but like you guys said, not quite the right conditions for it to snow naturally. But one Monroe family decided they'd rather not wait. As you can see here, they are making artificial snow in their yard, and it's been going for a while now. Let's measure it here. They have 2 inches in their yard in Monroe in January. And if you pick it up, guys, this is real snow. I'm not joking around. It may be made artificially, but it is the real deal. And now we're coming up on the man behind the magic, walking right through the snow over to Don Woodward. Now, Don, talk to me a little bit about how exactly you got the idea to make this artificial snow.
Well, we went to Disneyland World here a few years ago, and they were making snow there, and decided to see what I could find out about how to make it here back in Monroe. Okay,
so talk to me a little bit about how this machine that is behind us right now actually works.
Well, it takes water pressure and air pressure, and then, of course, the temperature and humidity have to be just right to get the quality like we have today.
Okay, and what do you hear from people who drive by and see the snow in the yard, or maybe even your neighbors?
A lot of them don't believe that we got it.
All right, but like I said, it is real out here. Thanks so much, Don, for sharing this with us. And guys, I got to do one thing real quick before I let you go.
Leanne Quarter joins us live with more. Jill?
Here at Garrett Road near Pecanland Mall, you could see construction start on a new frontage road as early as this spring. Now, it's been a long time coming, more than a decade of discussions, but it's finally becoming a reality after today's I-20 Economic Development Board meeting, where the board voted unanimously to acquire 2 different pieces of land, one south of the interstate and one right here north of the interstate. It's been a huge puzzle piece in this puzzle that is the frontage road. Now, it's all been donated by Joseph Haycom, who says he already has arrangements with 2 different hotels and several other prospective businesses to be built along this new road. It is, again, a major development in this frontage road, about 12 years in the making now. Of course, we'll have all the details coming up tonight at 10, as along with an update on all the other frontage road projects in Monroe right now. Live in HD, Jillian Quarter, KNOE 8 News.
Well, Christmas is just 2 days away, and the circus is in town, and this production added a Christmas spin to its performance. Our Janelle Brandom is out live at Jack Howard Theater at the Monroe Civic Center to see how they're preparing. Janelle, how's it look out there?
That's right, Ayla. I'm here out on stage with Cirque Dreams Holidays, where they've been quickly performing for tonight's show. They've been traveling up and down the East Coast performing, and they got in just last night. Joining me now live is one of the performers. Tell me a little bit about tonight's show.
Hey there. Our show is going to be pretty big. There's the cast of about 30 people coming all over the world. And they're going to be performing a lot of tricks for you. The show's great for people of all ages, starting from little kids to adults. Somebody's going to find everything for them. Little kids going to enjoy the colorful colors of the shows, and adults going to enjoy the quality of the performers, because we do have one of the best performers come here for you tonight.
All right, and the curtains go up and the show begins in just 2 hours. How are you guys preparing?
Well, as you can see, people behind us are warming up right now, getting their blood going, just trying to have some fun and enjoy ourselves before seeing the old audience and just give them all out.
All right, thank you so much. And you're going to do a little something for us here. We'll be back out live at 6 when they're doing the sound check and get a little bit more of a preview of the performance. Live in HD in Monroe, Janelle Brandom, KNOE 8 News.
Few details have been released, but we do know that 2 young children died in this house fire that on Pruitt Street that started around 3 this afternoon. Now, again, very few details have come out of this. We're still unsure who all was in the home at the time of the fire around 3 this afternoon. The state fire marshal is here on the scene starting his investigation. He's taken the investigation over from Bastrop Fire Chief Eric Montgomery, who we spoke to earlier today.
That was killed in this. Janelle Brandom joins us now. And Janelle, you've been learning more about the victim here tonight.
That's right, Mark. You know, reality is just starting to set in. Joining me now live is Alton Sutter's granddaughter, Kimberly. Kimberly, tell us a little bit about your granddaughter.
My grandfather was a very caring man. He was all about his family and friends, took care of anybody he could. He was devoted to his church for up to 20 years. That's why tonight we know that he's upstairs rejoicing and just watching over us to make sure we're okay.
And, you know, tell me your favorite memory of him. Take your time. It's okay.
He was a truck driver for years, and he raised me, so he'd be gone during the week. And when he'd come home on the weekends, me and my grandmother would always rush to be the first one to give him a hug and just talk to him about his week. So we'll definitely miss him.
What's up, Darius? This is a typical day for Terry Levine. The Monroe police officer walks middle school and high school campus hallways every day, keeping an eye on dozens of students who volunteered for the OK program.
What's up, man? How you doing?
Levine says the absence of fathers in many teens' lives leads to violence in the streets and abandonment of an education. And that's what he's trying to turn around.
We have a great number of them who don't have fathers in their lives. So stepping in as one, as assimilated one, or our officer, or just being, trying to teach life lessons like a father would to his son, then I think it's fantastic.
Levine says the about face and actions of the teens he helps is noticeable in the classroom and away from school.
How about little Crump? He's doing okay?
Crump doing 100% better.
That's good. We appreciate that.
I mean, all his attitude has changed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All that has changed.
Stephen had a 2.8 grade point average the first semester and continue to grow. I think tomorrow is report card day, so we'll get those and we'll check those.
Levine calls on all fathers who may have minor involvement in their kids' lives to step it up. He calls on those who don't have any involvement to shape up and get involved because it's never too late.
Male influence is a great benefit to a young boy because he's cycling into he's in childhood and he's cycling to adulthood, so he needs to have some inklings of a man.
Every dog has its day. For Rusty, the 8-year-old golden retriever, that day came last Tuesday.
I'm crying, so I'm down kissing him. Plus, then he's nervous, the dog, Rusty is, so he's got his tail, down.
January 20th marked the end of a long, adventurous, difficult, and at times heart-wrenching journey.
We'll never really know what happened. I just thank the good Lord that we got him back.
After wandering off, as he typically does, for a day at a time on Jimbo and Lisa Smith's 20-acre property, Rusty never came home.
We took flyers everywhere trying to find him, and different people would tag me on Facebook, and so we went and looked at so many different dogs, hunting for him, and people were awesome praying for him.
Nearly a year later, and the Smiths didn't even entertain the negative thought of what if. Instead, they kept hope.
It scared me, but I prayed and prayed, and I just felt like he's out there. I just prayed somebody was taking care of him.
And it paid off.
So he's just back home enjoying life. And we're enjoying it too.
Wagon Tails is a shooterant shelter that seeks out and saves animals near euthanization.
12 to 24 hours from euthanization, the volunteers go in there and they start sending you messages. And it's up to the rescue to say, okay, we'll tag this one.
Workers there spotted and tagged Rusty at a shelter in Vermilion Parish, over 200 miles south. Rusty was 24 hours away from being euthanized.
She had Ava tag him, and they went down the next day and picked him up. He was scheduled to be euthanized the next day.
A few foster families fell through for Rusty, and maybe for good reason, because just last week, Lisa Smith spotted what she thought was their dog on Wagon Tail's social media page.
We're like, let's make sure, look for that bite, you know, so looking all around and everything that we remember, you know, on Rusty.
And identified him down to his very last scar.
It was a copperhead.
How old was he when he got bit? Maybe a year and a half old.
Yeah.
A nearly year-long, 200-mile near-death journey for a dog that was just looking for his way back home. Again proving that every dog has its day, and good dogs have too.
Tim?
It took 6 months of construction to bring this building back into a suitable condition. Now you can see this airtight vault with bars and steel inches thick is now being used as a conference room, mixing a little bit of the old with a little bit of the new, coming to Monroe.
That's right, this is the 17th annual production of Scrooge. And just a little bit earlier, I was with the cast as they were getting ready, putting on their makeup and costumes. As you can see behind me, the dress rehearsal has just begun. Joining me now live is the executive producer, Arvel Ogle. Tell us a little bit about how you guys have been preparing for the production.
Well, all these people auditioned in August, and as you can see, we have 2 sets of dancing teams, choreographers, producers that have been working all fall long to put on this production for our community. It's our free gift to the community, and we just love to help people get started with Christmas in a really exciting, fun way.
All right, and what is Scrooge for people that may not know?
Scrooge is an adaptation of the classic Christmas carol by Charles Dickens, and we've changed it up obviously through the years. It's a lot more fun and exciting. It's for all ages, and everyone will love that.
And for people that may want to attend, when does the production take place?
It starts this weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. and next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. and on Sunday at 3. The way they can get tickets is go to familychurch.org and print their tickets off. They're free. It's our gift to the community.
All right, thank you so much. And I don't want to give anything away, but let me just say this is one production you don't want to miss. Live in HD in West Monroe, Janelle Brandom, KNOE 8 News.